Two men, one question, zero logic. React to that.
Welcome to another episode of React to That.
React to that.
I do not like that. Every episode, myself and Mark discuss a situation that we're going to have to get out with, how we're going to deal with it, what we're going to do in that situation, i.e.
React to that.
That's the way it is. Obviously, big shout out to Northern Delinquency for the intro music.
Shout out.
Fucking hell. Also, a shout out to Fraser for doing the artwork. Thank you very much. Represent.
Thank you. I've noticed we're how many episodes in now?
This is number 5. Yeah.
And we've not had a consistent opening since.
We will never do it.
Yeah, keep it fresh. Keep them on the feet, on the toes. Anyway, Joe, this week we are going to swap lives with a famous person.
Love it.
Anyone in history, dead or alive. It can be anyone, and we're just going to swap lives with them and see how we get on.
But no one from the future.
No one from the future, as they have not existed yet.
Or they might have done if time... Yeah, okay. Anyway, if you want to hit us up, don't forget you can check us out on our Instagram, React to That Pod.
Hit us up.
Hit us up.
What's this all about?
Check us out.
Shout out.
Slide into our DMs.
Okay, now. Or you can do it on the old traditional way on email. It's reacttothatpod@gmail.com.
Let's go.
Let's go, boy. Okay, so Joe,
Mark.
I am. What am I? Am I a genie?
In a bottle.
Like who's? We've never actually come to a solution of how we're getting these powers, how we're making these laws. Is it a genie?
There's no genie involved. Why have you brought... It's just a hypothetical scenario. Yeah.
So it's not going to happen.
No, none of these things are going to happen, Mark, are they?
Fair enough.
So yeah, we've obviously done the Olympics. That's not going to happen.
Well,
it's just if it happened.
Okay. And no, I was just thinking
what
then.
If?
How would this happen? Because this is probably the most unrealistic thing to be achieved.
Superpowers.
This is one of the most unrealistic things to be achieved that we've done so far. Mm-hmm. Anyway, you have been given the gift of a 2-week vacation in anyone's body.
Right. Good way of putting that.
I'll try and say it without...
Now that you put it that way.
Without being seedy. You've been given the opportunity to trade lives for 2 weeks with any human being on the planet. So...
Or in the planet.
So, Joe, what celebrity or non-celebrity, because we didn't actually define that, are you trading lives with for 1 week? Was it 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. So
I don't think it matters. I
think it does.
Okay,
1 week's quite nice. 2 weeks, you have to really think about it.
Right.
So
well, I have put a lot of thought into this.
I do not believe you, but over to you.
Mother Teresa.
What about her?
I'm going to swap lives with her for 2 weeks. I'm going to exchange my life for hers for 2 weeks, right?
Can I just jump in?
Go on.
So Mother Teresa.
Yes.
Whereabouts does she live at the moment?
She lives in the next life.
Okay.
Right.
I was going to say, because unfortunately she's passed away.
No.
So you are banking on... But you're not trading bodies with her.
It'll all become clear.
But you're going into her body, not her spiritual essence or whatever that might be.
Yeah, but... I mean, that's a very good point, actually. Well, no, you're swapping lives with, aren't you? Not bodies.
Yeah, but her life at the moment on planet Earth...
is the next life. We never said planet Earth, although we just said that in the intro, but what we said was swap lives with somebody for 2 weeks.
Okay, I'd like to just put on record...
Yeah.
Disagree with you completely in every sense, but for the sake of the podcast I'm going to humour you and say this is a possibility.
I am picking Mother Teresa and I'm not backing down on that.
No, that's fine.
Purely because people call it the next life. Now you could say
who calls it the next life?
Afterlife, right? But life is but a journey. Who knows where it ends? That's what Michael Caine said in The Muppets Christmas Carol.
Welcome to Christian FM with your host Missionary Joe.
Now we're talking about spending 2 weeks inside someone and you're calling me Missionary Joe. Wow. Anyway, so I'm going to pick Mother Teresa. As you said, she died in 1997.
She did.
She moved on to her next life in 1997.
She moved house.
That's exactly what it's like.
She moved
Big
out.
bloody house, yeah. So you're not in this world. you're in the next. And she was born in 1910.
Are you... I didn't know you were this religious, Joe.
Right? Why? That's not the reason I want to switch with her.
Well, because I don't believe in an afterlife, whereas you clearly do. I just never knew that about you.
Life, Mark.
Well, I don't believe in that either.
Right, well, so, I'm going to answer these questions. Don't you
Should I let you
worry
speak?
You about... Well...
It's just because I feel you've put a lot more effort in, and yours is going to be quite creative, as opposed to the option I've chosen.
Well, I'm going to disappoint you right now, or reassure you. So we're going to agree.
It's possible.
It's the next life.
Yeah.
Are you going to let me have that?
I'm not happy with it, but for the sake of the podcast.
Yeah, and the sake of our listeners being able to get to work on time and not sat in the car listening to this shite for any longer. Right, okay, so we're going to agree it's the next life, yeah?
Again, I've agreed 3 times. Are you very...
What?
You're very nervous about getting my agreement.
I'm not nervous, I just want it on record a couple
3
of times.
Like,
yeah, 3 times.
Just in case I edit it out.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a bit of controversy surrounding the old MT. Now, we know she's got a shrine...
Do we? I don't know that much about her. I don't even know what nationality she was.
Macedonian or something. It was part of the Soviet Union when she was born in 1910, and I think it's North Macedonia.
Okay.
Wikipedia is available for any of our listeners who want to read up more on Mother
I'm sure there's better podcasts who do a deep dive into
there's
Mother
books
Teresa
as well. I mean, I've not read them, but I know there's books.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
What, just books generally,
just
or books
generally.
on? Yeah,
they've not all been burned. So a bit of controversy surrounding the old MT. So she has a shrine. There is a feast day as she was made a saint, 5th of September. Remember that?
Okay.
She won the Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah. Countless other recognitions and awards, loads of charity work, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, this doesn't sound too controversial.
Seems
like quite a nice person.
Yeah, but now I'm not going into it too much because I don't want to be done for libel or slander.
Okay.
I think slander's when it's not written down, isn't it?
Yeah, libel would be.
It is libel.
We are teetering on libel.
Let's just say right now that the sentences I'm about to say do not reflect the views or opinions of the 2 people on this podcast.
Is this from another source?
Yes.
Oh, I think if you name your source, we're safe. Joe Sutton's
didn't
blog.
Didn't write the name of the source.
Yeah. If it's your Facebook,
yeah.
It's not a credible source.
It's not a Facebook.
It's still open.
It's my ex. Do people call it X or Twitter? Who calls it X?
Considering you said X, and I automatically thought, why is he talking about your ex-girlfriend?
Right, okay, yeah.
So,
yeah, she hated Mother Teresa. She was flipping fuming. So anyway, the controversy around her comes
allegedly.
Allegedly, thank you, Mark, put that in there, is that it was the conditions in her clinics. So they're saying like there was poverty or lack of medical care and stuff along those lines. And from the book that was written about Mother Teresa, cannot quote the name of it for my life, but go on Google.
Is that because you can't pronounce it, or you just don't know?
I didn't write it down. So it was said in this book that Mother Teresa believed the sick must suffer like Christ on the cross.
Right.
So she believed there was some purification for your soul by doing that.
Not
so like
sure
I say,
agree with that.
Not my words and my reflection. So with all that in mind, yeah.
Okay, so
there's two sides to. She's like a 50p piece. Right.
Okay, so
edges.
I've got a few questions, but carry on.
Okay, right, okay. So with all that in mind, swapping lives with a big MT would mean I would either get a chance to see heaven or hell, because we don't know what the actual truth is. Again,
assuming there are places.
Well,
why would you not choose someone guaranteed going to heaven as opposed to a slight chance?
Well. Let me just answer.
Because it's 2 weeks in hell does not sound pleasant.
No, but it'd be a grim couple of weeks. I'll give you that. Right? It wouldn't be great. But there is a possibility I would come back to my body and my life with severe PTSD. Right?
Yeah.
Not arguing
PTSD.
With that. PTSD.
Yeah.
Is it related to Peter Beard?
I think you said PCS. I think that's
PCSD MI5. So, admittedly,
Sergeant Daniels.
So,
that's not PC. It's a sergeant.
I could be quite traumatized by it. So, I do admit that. But it'd be kind of good to know what it's like, because if I went to hell, and I mean, I've lived quite a good life, I'd say, but I have been a bit rebellious now and again.
Yeah, wink.
Yeah. No. So it'd be a good sort of. It's almost like the Christmas Carol in a way. It's very Dickensian.
So you want to see? So this is your test to see if there is a real place.
Yes.
But you could do that with heaven. Surely, if there's a heaven...
We don't know which way. If I go to heaven...
Yeah.
If it's shit... Yeah, because it possibly is. let's think about the stereotypical picture of heaven. White clouds, angels in white gowns,
I think
cherubs, little babies with wings. Bit weird.
It'd be shit
Harps.
because it's boring.
This is what I'm saying.
Hell would be shit because you're being tortured. I think I'd prefer boring and...
For eternity.
Neutral than being...
You're just like Switzerland.
Poked with a stick for eternity.
Right, okay. But this is what I'm saying, right? Whichever one you end up in, you know that it's only for 2 weeks. You're giving Mother Teresa a
2 weeks is a long time if you...
Well, in hell it probably is, yeah. So you're in hell for 2 weeks, or you're in heaven for 2 weeks. Whichever one you're in, you then have confirmation that the next life, not the afterlife, the next life exists.
I would just track back and say it's probably slightly different odds than 50-50.
Well, between heaven and hell? For me?
No, for Mother Teresa.
Well, we don't know, do we?
Yeah.
We do not know. But as well, to answer your previous question, if it turns out that there isn't a heaven or hell, and as
you're like David Blaning...
I should get a bit of a
buried
rest.
Underground.
Rest for 2 weeks.
So how long do you think you could survive without food or water?
Well, she don't need food and water. She hasn't got any organs or skin. She's probably not got any bones left.
So you're just like...
Just chilling.
Just black. Just in a void of nothing.
Yeah.
Just in your head for 2 weeks.
You know what it was like before you were born?
No.
Exactly. It'll just be like that.
Oh, so you'd literally... close your eyes, transport for 2 weeks, and it'd just be like you blinking. Exactly. You'd be back in your room.
I'm rolling a dice on trying to find out whether or not there is a heaven or a hell.
Oh, this is the plan.
This is the plan.
I'm you've gone very
on the
deep.
Frontier of gravity. You know, like Gravity, not the actual force, but I mean the film with Sandra Bullock and the other chap.
Yeah, but no.
Yeah, well they're out in the void.
Are they?
Well, that's space, but and one of them gets... I mean, let's not go into that film because it really annoys me. They could have quite easily saved him. But anyway, if you've not seen it...
I've not seen the film.
Well, don't bother.
You're not thinking of Titanic?
What, The Room on the Door?
Yeah.
When me and you did a radio show, I distinctly remember us going mental about that for about an hour, of a 2-hour radio show where we were meant to play music for over an hour of it.
I can't remember why we got fired.
No, I can't remember. So, I can find out what heaven's like, I can find out what hell's like, or I can have a break.
I wouldn't do that. I'd be guaranteed heaven.
You?
No, if I was choosing someone, I'd choose someone who's definitely going to heaven.
But you don't know if someone's definitely going to heaven because you don't know what's in their mind or what they've done behind closed doors or what they've actually done without you being there to witness it. This is the thing.
If someone like Martin Luther King
religion,
isn't getting
bring into people like that.
No, I'm just saying, you go someone who's so clearly getting in. That would be who I'd be going for because there's a very, very high chance.
I am not educated. Well,
so you'd go for
you go for a Nobel. Oh bloody hell!
If you went for I don't know if the Pope would get in.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Mother Teresa won a Nobel Peace Prize. She won loads of other stuff. She's been made a saint, Saint Teresa.
Yes.
Right. What annoys me is how do you spell the name Teresa?
T. Reza.
No, what letter comes after T?
H.
Doesn't. Not with Mother Teresa, it doesn't. How dare people have variations of different spellings across the nations?
Shocking.
Disgusting. Now, one of the things that I know that you're going to bring up to quiz is what happens with my body when Mother Teresa is in there.
Exactly.
She's either
because, as we say, they are.
Hell,
it's like
from the blackness.
Swapsies.
No takesies, backsies. So, Mother Teresa, if we accept the premise that she is good,
she's in a place right now.
Yeah.
So her spirit is coming back into your body.
Into my body.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's going to enter me.
Yes.
Right. She's going to be within me.
Yes.
Deep inside me.
Yes, we get the
sorry, yeah. So I'm so childish. Anyway, so if we accept the premise that she was good,
yes,
which is probably the betting man, she's not going to do any bad around my life.
She might do though.
What? How?
She might sell your house and give the money to the less fortunate.
Rachel won't allow that, though. Let's be honest. Rachel will notice that a Macedonian woman born in 1910 is going to be with it.
Can I just ask a question?
Yeah.
Did Mother Teresa speak English? Because if she didn't, how is she going to do your job?
Don't worry about the job.
Rachel will notice.
I'll book it off.
And what age are we going with? Are we going for...
As is.
Because my person is as is.
Yeah.
So I don't know how old he is, but he's like 40 or so.
Right. I think Mother Teresa died when she was 87.
Yeah. Right. So you going in... Is an 87-year-old Macedonian woman going into your...
Yeah. It depends how you clarify it, because we're saying next life, which we've agreed to now. So that would mean that she's more like 27 in the next life.
Why?
Because she died.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, she moved to the next life. So then she's now like 104, 111.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not 111, maths. Anyway, she's over 100 now, right? 100. So she's either going to come into my body and she's going to like be good. So she's going to be charitable things. Rachel will keep her in check so she won't sell the house or do anything weird. Go on.
How your bank account?
Yeah. She won't have access to that.
Why not?
Well, how she knows it?
Well, she's got your card.
Right, Mark. We can't say that she knows my pins and passwords but doesn't speak English, right? It's one or the other, isn't it? So let's say...
But she can start giving your furniture away. She can't give your possessions away then.
Rachel won't allow this.
Why not?
Can we not tell our partners that this is going to happen?
Definitely not, because Chloe will probably leave me for mine. She won't want it to come back.
Right, okay. Well, who have you picked?
Well, I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you later.
Pope Francis?
Pope Francis.
So, this is my offering to you. So I'm going to swap with Mother Teresa from her next life. I'm going to find out whether heaven or hell exists.
Okay.
And if it isn't heaven or hell, if it is just what me and you believe, we're not saying people are wrong or that we're right. It's just blackness.
Okay.
Come back. And then I'll come back to a situation that either is brilliant because she's spread good and well-being to all her fellow Pearson.
Pearson.
I'm trying to do the French. Or she's
that was French.
Or she's if she's been, admittedly, if she's been in hell for,
she's going to be a bit.
She's going to be a bit
grumpy.
a bit grumpy.
Yeah.
Might not be worthy of canonization anymore.
Or maybe she'll think this is 2 weeks to then prove myself again. I've got a second chance.
But does she know it's 2 weeks?
I don't know. It's your thing.
No.
Yes.
The premise
They know.
They know. That, so they know that we're going to swap with them.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Oh, she's going to. Anyway, so that's my offering, Mark. That's it. Mother Teresa, swap places with her for 2 weeks. Either get to experience heaven or hell or have a nice rest. She gets to come back and have a second crack at the whip. And she's got to do it, let's be honest, a bit more of a position of privilege.
How's she doing this, by the way?
Soviet Union. How's she doing what?
Like, how's she living your 2 weeks? Like, I'm going
to book it off.
Yeah, what do you think she's going to be doing for those 2 weeks? Because I've got an idea what my person's going to be doing.
Right.
But Mother Teresa...
Yeah.
In a mid-30s body from the north of England.
Yes.
I just can't see where she's going to get any enjoyment.
Going to be living her best life.
What's she going to be doing? Would she just go to church all the time, maybe?
I reckon. Do you remember Bill and Ted?
Yeah.
You know, like you got like Socrates and people like that, and they just went off the wall because they'd never experienced these sorts of things. So I think she's going to
2023 compared to 97 is a bit more than Bill and Ted, who had it from like ancient times.
Computers, the internet, mobile phones. They did not have an acceptable version of the internet in 1997.
Yeah, they did.
No, they did not.
The internet
equivalent
was around.
to what it is now. Yeah, the internet was around like it's a military communication thing. It was not like you could go on there and look at...
I'm pretty sure.
In 1997.
When did it become popular?
Oh, it's not important.
When was dial-up?
I imagine that what is not like it is now. There was like Ask Jeeves, and you could like.
That's the internet. You
Mark,
donkey.
It is not the equivalent, though, is it?
It's not the equivalent, but it is the internet. If you said, Joe, this is the first ever iPhone.
Put your phone down.
If you said this is the first ever iPhone, and then you showed her the newest iPhone, she's not going to go.
Not the same.
What the fuck's that?
No.
That is completely different.
That is not the same.
Look at the show. I mean,
look at the way
it's
that the
pretty
internet
much the same.
has evolved. It's not the same, Mark. You're telling me
the first iPhone and the current iPhone.
When you were using MSN Messenger when you were 13, trying to get friends to go to the skate park, you're telling me that is the same as what you do now, trying to sell Lord of the Rings Blu-rays on Facebook. It's not the same, is it?
It's not the same.
I mean, the end result is the same, but it's not the same.
But the type of technology is similar. So if you said, imagine this. You
Blockbuster Video went out of business.
I'm going to use Socrates as an example here.
Right.
So if you brought him back and you said, look.
I'm not bringing him back.
In your hand, this is a phone. You're like, I don't know what a phone is. Like, what you do?
She wouldn't know what a phone is.
No, wait, you type these numbers in.
Yeah.
And it calls someone anywhere across the world.
She famously lived a life of poverty.
He's going to be blown away.
Yeah.
Mother Teresa, famously living in the 90s.
Not famously.
When was the telephone invented? You're not going to go...
The telephone was invented a long time ago. But the mobile phone existed in the 80s, but it was fucking massive.
But you're not going to go...
on a car battery.
Mother, come here.
Mark,
Mother T, this is a phone. She's going to go...
Right.
Yeah, I know what a phone is.
How old were you in 97?
Look, I can press these numbers and I can phone anyone in the world. And she'll be like, well, yeah, it's just the same, but without a wire.
You were 9 or 10 in 97.
Yeah.
How old were you? 9
10.
or 10? 10, right, 10. You wouldn't believe you're older than me, would you? So, 10. You're telling me that if someone went to you going, look at this, Spotify. Look at this, Netflix. Look at this. This is what the internet can do now. Look at this car. Look at this technology.
Look at this car. Look, if you went to Socrates again,
no.
Look at this car. He'd be blown away. If you said to me as a 10-year-old, I mean, I didn't live in poverty. If they said, "Look at this car," I'd be like, "Yeah, I've seen a car before. I know what cars are."
No, I remember when we were young, cars were shit. Right? I mean, obviously,
but a car's a car.
It's not a car.
It's got 4 wheels, an engine. Right, uses fossil fuels. You can
apply that to anything. Well, this is what I mean.
Okay, let's apply
cars
it to anything.
Don't all use fossil fuels.
Okay, let's apply this to anything.
This is what I'm saying. Look at
in
that
Socrates'
Tesla.
times.
Yeah.
What is the equivalent of the
horse
car?
And cart.
With an engine that ran
it's
on
got
fossil fuels and 4 wheels.
It's got a horsepower
and had a roof.
Well, some of them had roofs, didn't they?
Horses.
Not horses. The cars. They've got an inbuilt roof. The horse isn't in the car, you know.
You're riding horses wrong.
You'd fucking kill me, wouldn't they? Mark, right, we're not going to get anywhere with this. There's been a massive change in society.
There's not been a massive change.
Of course there has.
Compared to Socrates to now and Mother Teresa
I am not saying that Socrates. I'm not saying that's equivalent.
No,
I'm not saying
I'm
that's
using that as a.
I know you've picked on that detail too much. I'm just saying it's a similar sort of thing.
It's not.
It is.
It's not.
Of course it is. Yeah. How isn't it?
Because you had computers back then.
They were massive.
No,
they were.
Do you know when 97 was?
Well, yeah, I do.
It wasn't the date of.
Was I? Yeah, 9.
They had whiteboards back then, I think.
What? Where have you got that from? I remember being at school and they used to bring out those overhead projectors and they put like a sheet of acetate on it and that's how they'd do presentations.
Yeah.
Or you'd have a blackboard or a chalkboard or a whiteboard that you write on. And when you wanted to watch a video, they used to wheel in the fucking TV on a trolley and stuff.
So Mother Teresa is going to see a thin TV, but she knows what the concept of a TV is.
Does she though?
Socrates comes in.
Socrates, it's just like a play but through a window.
Yeah.
Genius. Right, so it's
not the same.
There is a different scale. But what I'm saying...
It's slightly different. It's not a massive...
I'm not saying it's the same.
She's not going to be walking around completely in awe of the world, not knowing what's going on.
I was using Socrates as an example from Bill and Ted, that Mother Teresa is going to come back into 2024 and be like, holy shit.
She won't.
She will, Mark.
Have you seen videos from 97?
It's mental.
So they had video camera recording technology back then.
They had that in like 1901 or something.
It's
Some
not
of
changed
First World
that
War
much.
was... Even before then, there was a train that came or something.
We live in Preston as well. It's very similar to...
Well, this is kind of like 1997 where we live. Yeah, admittedly. No, Mark, there has been a massive change. We're going to ask people about this, and they're going to say, yes, there has been a massive change.
There hasn't, Joe. There's been a faster change.
There's been a huge change in society, in how countries operate.
She's not going to go outside and go, ooh, society's changed.
She'll go outside and she's like, what the fuck's that? It's like a street light that's got white light going.
Is that... No, it's an
She'll
LED.
See the bike going past with Deliveroo on the back and it'll be like, oh, they're delivering food. Mental.
They had delivery drivers back then.
All you could get was an Indian or a Chinese. And I don't know what they had in the Soviet Union.
Yeah, they didn't have pizzas back then either, did they?
Socrates might have had a pizza.
He might have done, actually.
I don't know when they were invented. I don't know.
Well, when did the tomato go to Italy? That's another podcast again.
When did who?
The tomato get to Italy. Because it was fairly recent in the grand scheme of things.
There's something about the margarita being invented because it's got the green, white and red. But I think that's actually a myth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll go off. Mark, let's agree to disagree. But the fact is, there has been many changes Mark, there have been many changes in the last 20 or 30 years. I am telling you now. I remember, in fact, there's no...
Back in my day.
You're older than me. But yeah, so I am offering... What a fucking tangent. Mother Teresa as my swap lives with for 2 weeks. Done. Never want to fucking see you again. And it is definitely changed since 1997. Fucking hell.
It's not though, has it? Right, I'm just going to get another drink.
It has though.
It hasn't.
It has changed. It's Chloe downstairs because I'm going to fucking ask her.
Yeah. You ask her while I get a drink.
Right, I'm going
to Should I pause it or just keep... I'm just going to keep on going.
Whatever you think's best for you. Where's Chloe? If she's downstairs, you're in for a world of hurt. I'm not saying it's the same as Socrates. Mark, no, yeah, but not the same level. It's like you had like trousers in like 1754.
Socrates didn't have blue trousers.
Well, no, he didn't. But in like 1754, you had trousers.
He didn't.
Mark. Not.
Well, yeah, maybe they
I'm
did.
not saying Socrates had trousers. I don't even know when that was. My history is not very good. Like 400 AD or whenever the Greek Empire. I don't know when it was. But trousers are massively different now than they were in like the 1700s.
Yeah.
Right?
No, they're not.
So,
how are they massively different?
Of course they're different. Different fabrics, cuts, manufacturing process. It's changed.
So if you got someone from back then into today times...
I'm not saying that they couldn't recognise what it is.
That's what I mean.
But I'm not saying that. I'm saying
But Socrates would see a phone and had no concept of what it was.
If Mother Teresa had a phone, which I don't think she would have done anyway, if she had a phone in the 90s, it'd have been fucking massive. When did the Nokia 3210 come out?
It'd be massive, but you know what it would be?
No, because it's not the
fucking
same.
Mobile phone.
Because all you could fucking do on a mobile phone back in the 90s, right? It might have even been the 2000s, I can't remember, is play Snake, send a text message with 150 characters, probably less, or make a phone call, yeah?
Yeah.
Now you can do anything. You can control your heating in your house with a phone. She'd be like, that's fucking mental.
Yeah, what's heating in the house?
Would she know what that was?
Yeah, 97, Joe.
I don't know how
we're going to watch some videos of 97.
Of Mother Teresa?
You're going to be like, what year is it? It's 97, Joe. It's not that different.
It is that different.
It's not.
Of course it is.
Technology is far more advanced, but it's still essentially the same stuff.
But everything is built within a template, isn't it, really? Unless it's massively revolutionary. So,
Socrates didn't have TVs, phones, cars,
get past
central heating.
Socrates. I was using it as an example.
But I'm using that as an
Bill
example of saying
right,
that's the difference.
Billy the Kid, the other cowboy, the other cowboy, the
was
cowboy.
he the one from Preston? He had a Lancashire accent, one of them. It might have been Billy the Kid. Apparently he had a really strong Lancastrian accent.
I don't... Whoever. The cowboy that's in Bill and Ted, right? The cowboy that's in Bill and Ted, when was the Western Front? That was like the 1800s.
Yeah.
So that's not that long ago in comparison.
Correct.
And he's mesmerised by all these changes.
Yeah, but that's another good example.
He wore trousers.
Yeah,
I
agree with you for trousers.
Look at warfare. Like, in the 90s, people just shelling the shit out of each other, but yet you required actual human thing. Now, you can just send a drone to go and kill somebody.
Yeah, because there was no airplanes who could drop things back then.
Yeah, but they were manned, weren't they? Or personed.
Yes.
That's changed. It's all changed.
So how often do you get in a fighter jet or
me?
Man a drone?
I am not in the military.
So Mother Teresa is not going to know. In the 2 weeks that she has in your body, she's not going to know.
Military Teresa. I swear down, Mark.
I'm fuming about that.
I cannot wait.
Really, I'm annoyed.
But I'm annoyed. This is the end of the friendship. It has changed in 30 years. Oh. Messages.
Yeah, there was no such thing as messages back then.
GIFs. Memes.
Okay, there we go. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Emoji.
There was no...
Oh, no, but there was comics and newspapers, wasn't there?
There was no GIFs back.
No.
But
there was those things that you turned around with a light round and looked like an old man walking around.
You're thinking Victorian times.
She was born in 1910.
1997 she died.
She was born in 1910.
She was alive.
Years.
You were born in 1988, was it?
Yeah.
So you don't know what a phone is.
But things have changed.
But you don't know what a phone is with that logic.
I didn't know that
because it wasn't there when you were born.
because I've lived through it.
She lived through it. She died in 97.
Yeah, but she's not lived through 97 to 2024, has she?
No, but things. I'm saying things were around in
I'm not saying things weren't around. I'm saying, and you used the word yourself, things have massively advanced and moved on to the point that if you died,
but they're not unrecognisable.
Some of it is
what?
Frozen yogurt. I don't know. Shit like that. I swear down, if this is anyone born before 1997, if it's Socrates, I'm going to be furious. Right, who have you picked?
I've gone for Plato. Now, I actually thought about this in a very, very, very shallow way. So you've gone quite deep.
Apparently not.
You've gone for, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to find out if there's an afterlife.
Yes.
I've gone into this thinking,
yeah,
I could have 2 weeks beach holiday in Miami.
Okay.
So I've gone for David Beckham.
Oh, I like David Beckham. All right.
It's pretty different on the old... I mean, he does a lot of good work, UNICEF, a lot of charity work. People tend to like
him. Is he an ambassador for UNICEF?
He is. He's been there for a long time, but maybe not on the same level as Mother T.
MT.
And more importantly, he's still alive. So,
but he's not moved on to the next life yet.
I thought I'd choose someone famous that goes under the following criteria.
Right.
Is he a nice guy?
Seems it.
Apparently, he's the 133rd most popular person in the UK.
133rd?
Yeah, that's quite low, I thought.
Very low. That's not a good statistic to quote there. Why have you quoted that?
Well, because...
You're probably the 134th.
I know.
You're a twat.
Well, what I could do is go into his body and change that dramatically and bring him down again.
Have you got the list there?
Not in front of me. I will get it up in a little.
Right.
Do you want me to get it?
I want to know who's first.
Okay, I'm going to get it up.
Right, okay. Where's this from?
This is from YouGov. So...
YouGov? So this is a government-sponsored survey?
This is what our tax money's going into.
Christ. Right.
Very important, Joe. This is Q3 of 2023.
Right, that is important because it's
so what's that? September to December.
But things have changed a lot.
Very soon. Unless you listen to this in the future. I mean, technically, everyone's listening to it in the future.
Yeah.
Unless you're outside my window right now. But if you're listening to this long in the future, say...
30 years?
30 years. What's a podcast?
Well, it might be like holograms then.
Well, they'd be getting it injected into their eyeball, maybe. I don't know.
Well, that is a very dystopian view.
What do you want me to do? Do you want me...
I want to know...
You know when we ran out of ideas last time
Beckham?
and we just had quizzes?
I do, but I'm fucked off. So, who is higher than David Beckham? Just give me a few.
So, number 1 is Tom Hanks. 2, Judi Dench.
In the UK?
Yeah, people in the UK can like other nationalities,
well, that
Joe.
doesn't happen in 97.
We're National Front Joe over here.
Tom Hanks?
Judi Dench, Morgan Freeman, David Attenborough, Samuel L. Jackson, Meryl Streep, the Queen in 7th.
Well, she died at that point, hadn't she?
Yeah, but you still like her.
Oh, sorry, no, she moved on to her next.
So I'm just going to scroll, and I'm going to name some people who are above David Beckham, which I disagree with.
I'd really be interested to see how this was presented as a question on YouGov.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not a drop down, is it?
No.
Right. Go on,
Hugh Jackman.
I like Hugh Jackman.
Were you at 15 though?
But
Danny
no.
DeVito. I like him. Would I name him? Probably not. Who else have we got here?
That's just insanity. They're all American actors.
No.
Well, drop.
Jodie Foster.
Is an American actor.
Is she?
Or an actor from Hollywood. She was in Panic Room and Flight.
Sean Bean at 40.
Well, at least, yeah. So he's an Angry Yorkshire.
Yeah, but we're thinking above.
I know, it's mental, that.
David Beckham here.
Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan, again. Has he been relevant since 97 GoldenEye?
And look how things have advanced.
Questionably. Matt Damon. Tom Selleck. All these people are above.
Who is filling out these YouGov surveys that Tom Selleck is coming up?
That's what I mean. Ryan Reynolds. He's a nice guy.
Everyone likes Ryan
Dustin
Reynolds.
Hoffman.
Who is filling these out? Right, okay, fine. So David Beckham is 130. Dustin Hoffman. This isn't a BuzzFeed.
Banksy's 87.
Banksy is.
Right, I'm just going to...
I mean, they don't know who he is.
Exactly.
Perhaps it is David Beckham.
John Travolta, 107.
Right.
Matt LeBlanc. After his Top Gear
performance,
kind of he went down. Michelle Obama, 123. I've not seen Barack.
Again,
I might just gone past it.
100. Who's 132nd?
Christian Bale. Patrick Stewart, he's 131.
Christian Bale is 132nd. The man famously filmed and recorded going mental.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, I like Christian Bale. Great actor. Love some of his films. But... Right, okay. So you're going to pick David Beckham. You're going to become the 133rd most liked person within the UK.
Correct.
What a bullshit survey.
Oh my God, it keeps on going.
How many does it say?
I'm up to 400.
Jesus Christ.
Does it stop going?
People get paid like a couple of quid to do a YouGov survey, don't they?
You're not being given 700 people to look through
this is
and
what I'm
rank
saying.
them.
Can't be a drop down. This has got to be such a weird cross-section of society that there's just literally a comments box that you write.
Name.
Yeah, exactly. And some lunatics, quite a lot of lunatics by the sound of it, are writing Dustin Hoffman.
David Hasselhoff, 770th.
Well, he helped bring down the Berlin Wall. So, he should be higher up.
Anyway, we're getting diverted. So, where was I?
Insanity.
So you are...
Yeah.
I'm going into a beloved in the top 150 people in the UK minds. I don't know what it's like in America. They might like him more.
He is probably one of the most recognised people in the world. Definitely.
133rd most popular person in the UK, thanks to YouGov.
Mm-hmm.
He's rich.
He is.
He's very rich.
Very rich, yeah.
Probably richer than me and you put together, one would say.
Yeah, I'd say so.
He lives in a mansion in Miami.
Yeah.
So you've got nice weather.
Yeah.
You've got a mansion, likely butlers, or people to do your work for you, drivers, so you don't have to worry about anything.
No, true.
Meals cooked.
Yeah.
Sheets washed. Maybe they'd wash me. Maybe
well,
I wouldn't have to like soap up. Maybe someone just like... Maybe he's got a personal washer.
Yeah.
Henry VIII famously had a... Someone... What?
Why has Henry VIII come out? Where's that come from?
So he had someone to wipe his arse.
Right, I'm just going to ask a question.
I wouldn't want that though.
I don't want it.
I have been looking at...
What have you been doing? Why have you... Right, I just want to ask a question.
He's the 230th.
Do you fancy Victoria Beckham?
Not really, no.
Right, okay.
He's friends with Messi.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a chat with him, maybe have a kickabout.
He's in Miami at the moment as well.
He plays for Beckham's team. I think he owns a club, Beckham. So I'm an owner of a football club.
Yeah.
I could loan Messi out to Preston.
For 2 weeks?
No, for the season. Once it's signed, I'll sign him over.
Right,
Or to sell him. Because what I used to do on Football Manager when I played,
right.
I used to have 2 accounts. And this is going to be very specific. I used to be the Preston manager and like the Barcelona manager at the same time.
Of course you did.
And I used to sell all the Barcelona players to Preston for like nothing.
Yeah.
But they never came because I couldn't afford the wages.
Right.
Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so I'm a manager.
Why did you keep up 2 accounts then?
Just boredom.
All right.
Very long life. As I say, friends with Messi, loads of famous people he's friends with.
Yeah,
I could pick up a phone. Imagine picking up his phone. I mean, Mother Teresa couldn't imagine that, but
exactly.
I could pick up a phone and call any A-list celebrity.
Tom Cruise straight on the line.
As long as it's in his phone book.
Yeah.
On the phone. Hello, Dave. No, because I'm Dave.
No, yeah, you're calling yourself. Then.
Hello, it's
Hello,
Golden Balls.
Hello, it's Dave.
Hello, it's Dave. He's rich. I know I've mentioned that.
We touched that.
No, I know, but he is very rich.
He's very
so I
rich.
needed to emphasise that point a bit.
Great fashion sense.
But more importantly, he's got some great hobbies. So, you know, sometimes you want to start a hobby, but you don't know where to start.
Have you just watched the Beckham documentary?
I haven't actually.
Right.
So I don't know where to start. I did do a lot of research on this.
Okay.
Chloe is questioning my search history right now.
Really? It's a good documentary, though, just to say.
I've not seen it. I might watch it. Well, I have to. I don't need to watch it.
A lot of the things you said.
I think I need to watch it so I can live his life without anyone calling me out.
Probably highly edited.
So he is a beekeeper. I've always fancied being a beekeeper, but never had the space, interest to do it full time.
You have never fancied being a beekeeper?
Like, fleetingly, one would say.
Right. While you were doing this research?
Maybe.
Yeah.
He keeps chickens. Again, I've always wanted chickens, but I've got 3 cats, so they wouldn't last long. He's a fashion icon. Very similar to myself, but I don't think that I get the same kind of publicity and eyes on me.
No.
And my fashion choices.
Yeah.
Compared to Beckham, because he's in the public eye.
Yeah.
So it'd be a good time for me to kind of show my style and get it in the zeitgeist.
Your fashion choices, Mark, are as bad as mine.
I don't like where this is going.
We both look like... Well, let's not go into...
No.
No, I'm not going into it. No, I've had too many arguments with you today, so you carry on.
Tattoos. I've always wondered what it's like to have a...
You could get a tattoo now.
Yeah, but it's permanent. I couldn't have a 2-week tattoo, whereas with Beckham...
Well, you could. You could get a henna.
Or I could find some space and get a tattoo that I might want and just see how it looks. Again, clever.
Yeah.
And most importantly...
Yeah.
And this is where yours messes up. Beckham is a really nice guy. So if he knew he was coming into my body for 2 weeks, as I say, similar age, similar physique, similar fitness level.
He's older than you.
Yeah, similar. Compared to you and Mother Teresa and Socrates, he's a very similar age. Maybe like 10 years in it.
Okay.
So he's not going into like a decrepit old man's body or
no,
an
he's
infant
probably
child's.
a better body condition-wise than yours is.
It's arguable.
Right, okay.
It's an easy argument to win.
He's probably pretty cut in it.
I fucking argue it. So he's going into a relatively healthy body.
Yes.
He's going into... I think that's all I've got going for me, actually.
No, you've got a nice house, lovely family.
There we go. You wouldn't really care, would you? You don't go on holiday for family.
But you're fucking having to go on holiday with his family. He's got about 4 kids, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got quite a few, but they're older, so I don't think they're here.
Yeah, they're more annoying when they're
It's not a toddler.
No.
So what you're going into, and this is the big selling point, no public eye.
So he's got a holiday and break from the...
Exactly. So you think he's just a normal guy who wants to do normal things.
Yeah.
Can he go to Waitrose? I mean, I can't. I'm not going to afford it. Can he go to the supermarket by himself?
Probably not.
Exactly. Can he go for a jog without being spotted and harassed? Not. Can he go to the pub?
I agree with all these points.
No, I've got a lot more.
Oh, right, okay.
If you thought that YouGov list was long. So he can't do anything normal, like just going out to the pub with his mates.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd have to go with my mates. But
I'm not going to the pub.
But he could do anything he wanted without the press on his eye. So
on his what?
Like, I think I said on his eye.
Right, I thought you said on his ass.
No.
About the press on his ass. Have you been watching Rush Hour or something? What's happened to you?
I don't know.
Right.
I've gone cool. I've been watching David Beckham too much. So yeah, he's got this life of freedom. I'll take 2 weeks off work so he doesn't mess anything up.
Yeah.
And he's got 2 weeks to do what he wants. He could teach Jacob, my son, how to play football. He could do other things.
Right.
I don't know what else he could do.
No.
But he's got that life of freedom. And I've got a life of 2 weeks in a mansion.
Yeah.
Feet up, hanging out with celebrities, doing what I want, and beekeeping.
Just to clarify.
The world
obviously
at my feet.
You and David know that you're going to swap bodies lives.
Yeah, I've sold it to him like a timeshare. He came on holiday here.
Do your families know?
No.
Bit weird then, isn't it? Do you not think?
Well, a little bit.
Well, I think Victoria's going to be a bit pissed off when you're led next to her snoring and it's not David, and she goes, "Oh,
how would she know? It's not my body."
Well, she'll be like, "Do you remember that time what you said to me in Paris in 1997?" And before we were both
there's an emptiness in my life right now, Victoria.
Yeah. Say those sweet words to me that you told me that night, and you'll be like,
"Zig zig ah."
Well played. Yeah, that's exactly what she said.
No, but you'd be able to have a civil conversation.
Does it involve sharing a bed with someone else's spouse?
Well, what I could do,
I'm just sharing the grave.
The first time, like when I'm making this agreement with DB, I could say to him, "Look, if you say this to my wife, she's going to be fuming with you and make you sleep on the sofa
for 2 weeks."
And she'll say, "Yeah, if you say this to Victoria, she's going to be fuming with you and make you stay in the west wing of the house."
Yeah, but it kind of takes the shine off the holiday. And you've got about 3 spare rooms, Mark, so don't give me that shit that you'd be on the sofa.
Yeah, but it's that kind of common thing. You'd say, sleep on the sofa. So you'd say something that's going to be...
A lot's moved on since then.
That's going to be, yes, you're going to be annoyed with me for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But then after 2 weeks, I'm going to remember what you said to me.
I think it'd just be easier to tell your partner.
It might be easier, actually.
Yeah, rather than...
And less manipulating.
Less manipulating, and also it just sets it up that both of you are going to have a shit time for 2 weeks because the spouse is annoyed.
Okay, hear me out.
Okay.
Yes, I will tell them.
Okay, good.
So they know, but no one else, and they're sworn secrecy.
Yeah, they've signed an NDA.
Maybe the kids can know. Because again...
Hard concept to explain to a kid.
Well, my kid, he wouldn't understand, he's too young. Yeah. But his adult children, I think they'd understand.
Well, they'd understand the premise. Or just play them the film Face Off.
Exactly.
And they go, "Oh, yeah."
But again, if they want... It's like...
Or the other one.
Brooklyn wanted a kickabout with me, and I've got my skills. He's expecting international footballer skills.
Yeah.
And he's got Sunday League substitute skills.
Yeah, just say, "Oh, fuck that. I'm busy. I'm busy, Brooklyn. Just go."
And then after 2 weeks, he's like, "Oh, Dad, why don't you love me?"
Yeah,
and David Beckham's like, "Well, I'm never doing that again."
Can you imagine, though, if, like, Brooklyn has a major issue and he needs to talk to his dad about it, and he's talking to you...
But he knows about it now.
Oh, yeah, he does, doesn't he?
So, I'm safe.
Do you know what, Mark? It's not a bad idea.
I've gone for very safe, middle of the road, no issues. You can't argue at all with that.
I'm not going to.
There's no controversy.
You cleared up my slight niggle in your plan. I think it's good. Again, highly edited and from their viewpoint. But David Beckham and the whole family seem like lovely people.
Exactly.
And he's 133rd most popular within the UK.
Yes.
So you don't get that for nothing.
No.
What a bullshit list that is.
It's a good list.
It's bollocks. Dustin Hoffman. How old was everybody? I mean, I like Dustin Hoffman.
I was never asked. I don't know how these surveys come about.
You can apply to fill out YouGov surveys and you get paid a couple of quid for each, well, a couple of pence, or however much it is for each YouGov survey you do.
Yeah, so that's kind of a...
So people just sit there all day doing YouGov surveys. So the likelihood is people have just put what is on Netflix in front of them last time they're doing that.
Yeah, but Beckham...
Rain Man. Oh, Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, but the David Beckham documentary was out when the survey was going on.
It's a good documentary.
So that kind of ruins your argument.
No, because it depends on the age of the people watching, people doing surveys, isn't it? My mum does YouGov surveys. I'm going to ask if she's done this.
I wonder if Mother Teresa ever watched David Beckham play.
Probably not, because things have moved on.
Because football wasn't invented back then; it was all.
No, but you're telling me it hasn't moved on massively since when football was first invented.
Yes.
You're telling me if Tom Finney,
famously played
for Preston and England
in '97.
When did he play? He's like 40s or 50s.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let's just say 2 balls next to each other. Yeah.
No, there's only one ball.
No, 2 balls next to each other. You've got the big
golden balls,
fucking leather thing that they used to kick about in the 50s, 60s.
So that round thing that you kicked.
They're both balls, but the difference is they are massively different in far as like the R&D that have gone into them, the performance of them and stuff.
Yeah.
So you're telling me if he
it's
tried
more advanced, but it's the same thing.
It is not the same thing.
If you put,
listen.
If you put Mother Teresa in charge as a referee for a charity game, she'll understand the game. If you put Socrates in charge of a football game,
VAR is.
He wouldn't even know what a football is.
Well, I don't know if
you'd never seen that sport before. Whereas Mother Teresa famously watched David Beckham. We
do
early on.
Things are massive. The offside rules changed. VAR is now a thing into it. Leicester won the Premier League a couple of years. Things have changed. Listen.
No.
Okay. Well, we're going to have it. Perhaps we should do a podcast on what's advanced in the last 30 years. Oh.
So there we go. I don't think we could have guessed Mother Teresa and David Beckham would be
I'm
the feature.
still annoyed with you.
Feature of the show, episode 5. Well, I mean, we knew we were going to cover them two at some point.
Absolute bullshit.
You're not happy, are you?
No, she would have been amazed by the different...
No, get in touch if you disagree with Joe or myself, but I'm adamant that argument is a clear winner.
I don't care if you're adamant. There is no...
So there we go. That's who Joe and I would swap our lives with. Should we have that ability to do so? You can get in touch with us at any point. Now and again. I'm just waffling on. You get in touch with us when you want to.
Now and again. Everybody gather around. Mark's trying to say what the Gmail is. I'll quickly slip in with go on Instagram, react to that pod.
And on Gmail, react to that pod at gmail.com.
See you in a couple of weeks.
Why was that so hard? I think I need to calm down after that argument.
You do, mate.
I'm flustered.
You're a tit.
React to that.